Imagine you are standing before a doorway glowing with a golden light, and then suddenly a mysterious voice whispers, "Choose wisely." For a moment, you feel like Percy Jackson discovering he is a demigod for the first time. Now, let me ask you, if that doorway appeared in front of you right now, which Olympian value would you choose to carry into today's world? Is it Athena's wisdom, Hermes' adaptability, or maybe Hestia's compassion? The questions may seem like a fantasy, but actually it is really close to our lives. Because although there is no Zeus who appears carrying a lightning bolt, or Athena who sits in the class lecturing about strategy and wisdom, the values they represent are still so much alive in today's world. And as it is shown by Rick Riordan in the Percy Jackson series, these values are what enable young heroes like Percy Jackson to face chaos. Now, take a second and think about your answer, because today we're going to explore how these values can guide us, especially as young people and college students shaping the future. Alright, let's start from Athena, the goddess of wisdom. In the Percy Jackson series, Athena's children are known as a sharp thinker who never runs into battle without a plan. So let's ask yourself, when you're facing a tiring exam week or a tough decision, do you pause or think first, or do you panic scroll through social media searching for answer? Well, Athena's wisdom teaches us to slow down, evaluate information, and choose based on logic rather than pressure. In a world full of hoaxes and instant reaction, this value is not only useful but also crucial. Wisdom helps us make choices that protect our future, guide our friendship, and support our goals. Now, let's discuss about Poseidon, the god of the sea. He represents a calm sea but also a raging storm. Now, how many of you here have experienced that storm during your study? Late night deadlines, personal problems, or pressure to meet expectation? Well, Poseidon reminds us that emotional balance is a strength. It is totally okay to feel overwhelmed. What matters is how we steady ourselves. Learning how to breathe, how to express our emotions properly, and how to face stress calmly can change how we study, how we work, and even how we build relationships. Poseidon value teaches us to control the waves instead of letting them drown us. Well, now let's talk about Hermes, the god of messenger. He is probably the most suitable god to live in this modern world, filled with notification and constant updates. So, ask yourself, how well do you adapt when things suddenly change? When plans fall apart, or when new challenges appear? Today's world demands flexibility. Young people who can adapt, who can think independently, and who can adjust their goals become more resilient. Hermes' adaptability teaches us to stay creative, open minded, and always prepared for whatever lies next. Now, let's move on to Hestia. Maybe she doesn't jump in a fight or throw a lightning bolt, but she represents something we all desire: compassion and warmth. Think about your closest people and people around you, like your friends, classmates, or even strangers who might fight their silence battle. How often do we pause to ask about their conditions? For a college student who's in a long distance relationship with their family, a small odd act of kindness and a small attention can mean so much. From Hesia, we can learn that being heroic can be as simple as offering support, creating a welcoming space, or choosing empathy over judgment. And finally, Zeus, the god for justice. Let me ask these questions. When injustice appears, do you stay silent or do you speak? As the leader of the next generation, students play an important role in forming a fairer and responsible society. Practicing justice means standing for truth, defending others, and acting with integrity when it is difficult. Well, in the end, although the Olympian values of Greek mythology may seem like dusty old things, they are tools for modern life. While those demigods in Percy Jackson's stories train with swords and shields, we train through our choices. If we choose wisdom, balance, adaptability, and compassion, and even justice, we will all be heroes of our own lives and we will be the leaders the world needs. Alright, maybe that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.